for some tremendous performances, a little bit of luck, but a lot of grit and determination. The stage is set. Here we go.
The stage is set. Liam Moore is the referee. Tommy Makinson gets the grand final underway. Leeds get their first touch of the ball. And Terry O'Connor joins us on the gantry, fresh from safely delivering the trophy.
Nearly did slip up though, Bill. Nearly did slip up. I got some stick off those Saints fans, let me tell you.
You might have to give him a couple of minutes here, Bill. He's breathing pretty heavy, as will be these players. Of course, the game has only started, but that nervous energy burning and burning. Certainly the couple of days leading up to this game, but here we are now in the opening minute or two.
Here is Helens for the Leeds Rhinos. Has been a bit of a fitness doubt in the last few weeks. Helens with a shoulder problem as Austin gets the first kick away and Makinson claims it, drifting away from him. It's a very still evening here. It's been dry all day. It's not the customary grand final weather. But we are, of course, a couple of weeks earlier than normal with the grand final, with the World Cup coming up. 3 weeks today, the World Cup kicks off. Little matter of the grand final to be resolved before then. Barry's had his say, Terry.
I just think when you look at it, although there's the first penalty here, a bit of a high shot. There's a late on in the tackle count as well. James Bentley, the former Saints player, you can see he gets out from marker. Just clocks Mark Percival, I think it is. High. First penalty of the game. They can't give penalties away in this game. You've got to make sure as well you get your kicking game right. But you talk about Saints, they have been the benchmark all year. Leeds Rhinos, though, said it last week, I'll say it again, they've battle-hardened from what they've had to do to get into the playoffs, and not even just to get into the playoffs, but to compete in a grand final. What a turnaround.
Yeah, Warren Smith guiding them to this grand final. The penalty, though, yields some yards for St Helens, who will have the ball in hand for the first time in this game. And here is Matty Lees for the Saints. And we wait the first touch for Morgan Knowles, and there it is. He gets a special welcome from the Leeds fans up to the successful overturning of his two-game ban, which allowed him to play in this game this evening. Lomax is through. Lees is on his shoulder. First game of the night, and it goes to Matty Lees. Who would have thought? Only his second try of the season. Lomax bursting through the line. Lees was on his shoulder, and in his 100th Super League appearance for the Saints, Matty Lees gets the first try of his grand final, his second of the season. You would not have had that man down as the first scorer tonight. If you did, well done.
Discipline is crucial in these big games. The Leeds Rhinos, through James Bentley, give a penalty away. Watch his movements here, Matty Lees. He never alters his pace. He just slightly veers away to find a hole. Glides into that hole, eyes wide open, hands in front of his chest saying, give it me Johnny Lomax, give it me, I'm in for the first one. That is what he has dreamed about since being a junior player. Probably similar to that young man held up by his mum. Absolutely fantastic from the big front rower. And a great start for St Helens. And that's sometimes the danger, Tez. Everybody's talked about Morgan Knowles. When he touches the ball, everybody swarms towards him. Emotion takes over, and then there's a gap somewhere in the defence.
Well, Matty Lees making a bit of history there, because that is the fastest try in a grand final ever. The previous one was by Scott Naylor in 2002 after 3 minutes. Matty Lees has got there quicker. Makinson converts, and St Helens, not even 4 minutes in the clock, 6 minutes up, 6-0 up.
Well, Matty Lees makes the space because he's like a dummy runner on the outside of Johnny Lomax. And Mikołaj Helens just pushes off, and he's looking at that man. And then when he goes through on the outside of Matt Bryant, he knows that he's got his prop forward, pushing up support. He'd done all the hard work to get there, and he wasn't going to give up with the try line in front of him.
Well, that has stunned the Leeds Rhinos supporters. Away to our right in the Adidas stands. The Stretford end occupied by the Saints supporters is in full volume already. Matty Lees, his other try this season, coming in the final round of the season against Toulouse. What a way to start tonight's game. Here is Curtis Sirenen for the Saints. Long way to go, though, for St Helens, as their coach Christian Wolf knows only too well. But they have put a marker down there. Here is Ignatius Passy. There's no, of course, Alex Walmsley for the Saints here tonight. Missing him. Leeds missing several, with Aidan Caesar unavailable, Harry Newman, Morgan Gannon, David Fusitua all sitting this out. But here come the St Helens side again. Here is former Leeds man Conrad Hurrell, former South Stand favourite, former conductor of the South Stand choir in his Leeds Rhinos days, Conrad Hurrell, now a Saint. And they're on the front foot as Lomax hoists the kick. Myler at the back, and Myler claims it.
Great take from Myler under pressure. Might have even had a little bit of contact from St Helens, but a good kick, building pressure. Where you hand the ball over, how you hand the ball over. If you think back to the last time that Leeds had the ball, they kicked it through Blake Austin, bit of a nothing kick, penalty off the back of that, then try. Just look where the Rhinos are here.
Well, look at the kick from Blake Austin.
Yeah, there's a penalty.
Oh, they're offside.
No, there's a penalty. It's called back, isn't it?
Offside. It's compressed the defensive line of St Helens. They get up quick. They have a rush defence.
So, I know he's saying.
And Lee Moore explaining to Richie Myler that he'd already blown before Blake Austin launched that kick, because Tom Briscoe claimed it. Early minutes of the game, John Wells has got some data.
Yep, straight out of the blocks here, Bill. Didn't take St Helens long, did it? Fastest try in grand final history, and the fastest speed clocked this season by Matty Lees as he raced through the gap set up by Johnny Lomax. What an incredible start to the season. They were wondering how they would cope with Alex Walmsley. Well, he's done it in a different fashion, but what a start for the Saints.
Meanwhile, the penalty gets Leeds off the hook, but they were wondering whether Tom Briscoe's
play on it was a break. Obviously, Tom Briscoe in the clear, but great game plan. Rowan Smith recognised the compressed defence, thought there'll be a bit of space on the edge, and they kicked to it.
Maybe given St Helens something to think about, even though that didn't come off. Here is Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith playing in the halves this evening because of the absence from of Aidan Caesar, having failed the head injury assessment, or head injury protocols, I should say. Oletsky, Jared O'Connor, Zane Tetefano. Here is Blake Austin. Suriname with the tackle. Wellesby up top on Austin. O'Connor, Myler will kick across field. Hanley will back the ball back. Oh, it was picked up by Cameron Smith, who tried to keep it alive. Matty Lees picks it, but Reece Martin has claimed it back. What a passage of play that was.
Yeah, Bill, they just need that field position. There's plenty of confidence in this Rhinos side, but they're going to work really hard to break them down. Oh, mistake.
Tetevano put it down. Personal picks it up. They'll come back for the first knock-on.
Shame for Leeds. Intelligent one-on-one steal from Reece Martin. There's the steal. Reece Martin, delighted to see him back in a blue-amber shirt. Might feel a little bit hard done by in terms of what the disciplinary is thrown up this week. But the pass is just behind Tetevano.
Says Rowan Smith.
There was a chance. There was a chance, Bill.
There was also a chance that Wellesby could have picked up that loose ball and gone the distance. Well, here is Conrad Hurrell. Saints have the ball back after that flurry of a Leeds attack. So the Rhinos looking to respond after that lightning quick start from the Saints. Matty Lees try, scored by Tommy Makins. If you just joined, if you missed the first couple of minutes, you missed drama early on. Here's Ignatius Passy now for the Saints. Roby, the outstanding Johnny Lomax, and Sirenen. Good defence from Leeds to stop the former Manly second row's progress. Roby, Passy again. Saints fans got used to see him coming off the bench, but he's made that front row spot his own. In Walmsley's absence, the referee says he called held.
Lair offload.
So Lomax on the last will kick high. Not a great deal forward, but he gets it back to Bachelor. Does Makinson, but Bachelor is tackled, and that'd be the turnover.
Well, it's a good kick, isn't it, from Johnny Lomax? He's not looking for depth. That kick was all about attacking the ball and challenging and getting the ball back. So they give up some distance for the 50-50 call.
Hanley playing the ball. Here is Sutcliffe. Leeds glad to see Ash Hanley back after his ankle problem. Just wonder how close to 100% fit Hanley is. He's certainly a lot fitter than Harry Newman, who, sad to see, was on crutches when he arrived at the ground today. Big loss for the Leeds Rhinos, the England centre. As Austin plays the ball, Jared O'Connor. Here is Cameron Smith now. Smith. Reece Martins. That's the 5th tackle. And Myler. Oh, and then Sutcliffe slipping on this lush Old Trafford pitch.
Talked about the importance of last tackle options. Because they've got Cameron Smith playing in the halves, they choose to give the ball to Richie Myler, who just hands it onto the centre, who loses his footing. Interesting to see Cruz Leeming, club captain, named on the bench. If things don't go right and they haven't got enough creativity, don't be surprised to see Cruz Leeming come on, play in the halves, as he has done a number of times for the Rhinos.
Here is Tommy Makinson, his 6th grand final appearance, like so many in this Saints side. Roby, the man there in particular. Massive experience of this stage, the biggest game of the campaign, the biggest game in the calendar. But these are battle-hardened Saints players. Matty Lees, that's the 5th tackle, and they are only about 15 metres away from the Leeds line. And here's Lomax trying to get the pass away as he ran it on the left.
Well, he's a big key indicator, isn't he, to where this ball's going to go. Oh, he decides to run the ball, gets through the line, some good defence from Cam Smith and Mikolaj Helensky over the top. Well, that's what you get from Johnny Lomax. You don't know what he's going to do. He's going to sum up what's going on in front of him in that defensive line.
I'm going to nip in the bud now. I don't want pushing and shoving and messing around when you're playing the ball. Both players, just play the ball, Cam. Don't mess around. Cam.
Something at the play the ball. So Leeds hemmed in front of their own posts, and Saints will be endeavouring to make sure they don't get much further away. Here is Matt Pryor. Grand final winner in his NRL days in 2010 with St George Illawarra, and in 2016 with Cronulla. There he is now, 35 years of age. He's going on for another season, like James Roby, who'll be going around again next year. Blake Austin, Jared O'Connor. The kick is high from Myler, and nobody wanting to contest it, and it's going to come back, I think, to Myler. No, Sutcliffe gets there first, and Sutcliffe will kick. And this time, deep and into the arms of Will Hopewadi, gets his first touch. Back in the Saints side, only his 12th appearance of the season.
Well, Bill, Sam Tompkins talked about the consistency of St Helens when they've got the ball and without the ball. Well, so far we make it, they're on the 6th set and they've completed every time. They've got to the back end, they put a kick in and put pressure on their opponents. Compare that to the way that Leeds Rhinos finished that last set of 6.
Saw that shot from Austin on Hopewadi. Welcome back, said Blake Austin. Here is Bachelor, outstanding season, Joe Bachelor. He got his first St Helens try-double last week in the semi-final victory over Salford. You wouldn't bet against him being on the score sheet tonight. Here is Passy, Leeds backtracking, Saints advancing, 12 metres out, down the short side, Lomax, on it goes. A good defence from the Rhinos, great defence from the Rhinos.
A solid defence, isn't it? Richie Myler just telling his plays. He's looking up at Johnny Lomax, who skirts behind the back of the play of the ball, and he's organising Lomax over on that left-hand side. And Richie Myler makes sure that he has enough troops that lends his weight here and just gets him over the sideline. Leeds Rhinos last week against Wigan at the DW Stadium, the defence in the first half was outstanding, probably won them the game as well.
Here's Zane Tadevano for the Rhinos, another grand final winner in his NRL days with the Roosters in 2018 against Melbourne. Looking to make it a double on either side of the world. Hanley now. Ankle problem kept him out. Now then, Cameron Smith. The good omen for Leeds supporters is that Cameron Smith is playing his third game at standoff. That kick is just going to make it. Benison couldn't do anything about it. 40-20.
Tremendous kick, isn't it? He knows where he is on the field. That white line in front of him is the 40, and the angle is perfect.
He knows, doesn't he? He's got to step up. He's got a loose forward playing with him, a very skillful loose forward in the halves. But Blake Austin, the run threat that he has, his kicking game, especially when he puts up those towering bombs, but that was a great play from him.
What a position it's put Leeds in. There is Cameron Smith. I was saying he's played in the halves 3 times this season, and they've won the previous 2. This is the 3rd time they've won the previous 2. Here's Zane Tadevano. 10 metres away they are now. And Myler is scenting something. Myler is looping round, and Martin couldn't take the ball, and the Saints supporters celebrate. And Benison will pick it up and bring it back for the Saints. The young man doing well there.
Punishing defence from St Helens on the goal line. Attack the ball, and then the Rhinos, unable to keep that discipline, stay behind the line, feel the wrath of the referee again.
And that takes you a few sets of 6 now to get back in this position. A 40-20 from Blake Austin gets them that. Then there was a mistake playing at the line.
Come on, Johnny.
You can see that I think Martin was expecting the ball to go at the back. It was the no-look pass from Cam Smith.
Richie Myler was screaming for that ball when Rhys Martin dropped it. He was fuming.
Quick word from John Wells on the sidelines again.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. The players are on the tilt here. Performances in the opening 15 minutes befitting the backdrop and the occasion. Take a look at the Super League average at the bottom of 86 metres per minute. This is work rate over a period of time or intensity. I'll tell you, this graphic has to fit in the corner of the screen. I could have got you half a dozen more names in that. Players on the tilt, Bill.
Saints advancing. They are 30 metres away as try scorer Matty Leeds plays the ball. Now it reaches Conrad Hurrell, and Hurrell, there's only one route for Conrad Hurrell, and that's straight through. But he's stopped there by the Leeds defenders. But now the Saints sweep the ball across the other side of the field to Ignatius Passy. Leeds back on their own try line. Their supporters anxious behind them because Saints are threatening once more. It's Lomax. Little kick comes through, and it's chased by Benison. And Benison might have got the touch. John Benison, whose try sealed the semi-final victory over Salford last week, might have got a second try here for Saints tonight as he chased that kick. Ben Thaler is the video ref.
Video referee to match director. There is an on-field decision of a try. Could you please check all available angles, please, on the onside and offside, and then through to the grounding of the ball. Simply paused on the foot. Everybody that on the left-hand side is onside, so you can play it on from here, please. Stay where the player on the right is. He stays completely out. So this is just onto the grounding. Nice and slow. Thank you. I'm happy I've seen all available angles I need, and I've now made my decision.
His first grand final, 19 years of age, and he's a very cool character, is John Benison. We saw it last week when he chased a kick to decide the game against Salford. It's early days here, but he's got another try to add to his tally, his 6th of the season. And that Saints kicking game, absolutely spot on once again.
It's lethal near the line, the kicking game. Last week we saw Lomax team up with Joe Batchelor. On that occasion, it's Jack Wellsby, takes it to the line, threads it through. And the young John Bennison, you're quite right, Bill, last week came up with the crucial try that took the game in favour of St Helens, but a very mature mind on the biggest stage of all, making a name for himself.
So Matty Lee's try scorer. But John Bennison was a more likely try scorer early on. But St Helens, inside the first quarter of this game, have really dominated proceedings, and they lead by 10. And Tommy Makinson, 75 goals to his name this season. Can he add another one with a difficult conversion from the sideline? It looks absolutely perfect.
Well, Saints are clinical, and we've seen that over the years, how good they are down in the opposition's 20. And you give them a couple of penalties, you make a couple of mistakes, the kick into touch, the field position that they get, those Saints fans know that they are a very, very good attacking team, and a short kicking game, like Barry said, it's really difficult to defend against. And that man, wow, what a year he's had.
Big 5 minutes coming up for Leeds here. 2 tries scored. They've had no territory, no pressure being built on their opponents. And St Helens in 2022, as they have been the previous 3 years, well, once they get in front, the speed, the intensity, the skill goes up another level.
Well, it's good to see John Bennison keeping his place in the Saints side, despite the return of Will Hopewati. Christian Wolf keeping faith with the teenager, and that is why his work rate's exceptional. Out of the school of St Helens wingers, probably another Makinson in the making.
And you've got to work hard, haven't you, to keep your place, and he's certainly done that.
Now then, Conrad Hurrell building up ahead of steam. Jared O'Connor gamely stands in his way, but the ball is kept alive by the Saints. They are really flowing now. Saints with their tails up. Here is Percival. Bentley desperately trying to keep a hold of him. He can't do so. Ignatius passing. This is ominous for Leeds, because Saints are knocking on the door again. Saints are coming again. Wellesby keeps it going this time. Percival offloads. Wellesby, little kick ahead. He was held back, I think, but the referee says play on. But a good chase, a great chase, and Cameron Smith has nowhere to go.
Cameron Smith thinks, I've got the ball here. All I need to do, or all I have to do, is find the ground and make the tackle complete. It's a bit of a made-up play. Jack Wellesby, left peg, puts it into space. Cameron Smith, probably, I think if he had his time again, get lower, maybe accept that tackle. But St Helens don't wait around, do they? Pick him up and drive him back.
First goal line drop out of the game. Austin fires it up to the halfway line. It's in the hands of Ignatius Passy. The Saints fans rise as the big man charges it back. Met by O'Connor and Bodine Thompson, who's been sent out there by Rowan Smith. Now then, here's Bachelor, playing the ball about 15 metres away. Lomax back it comes to Knowles.
That's good work from Jared O'Connor. Work hard from Marker. Completed that tackle with his teammate.
Lomax, short ball from Lomax to Curtis Sirinen. 4 tackles gone. Just a couple of metres away from that line. And Lomax. Now then, Will Hopewati over the top to Hurrell, and Hurrell bustling his way towards the line, but Leeds managed to stop his progress. On the last, Hopewati fires the pass, and Lomax can't take it as it dips by his toes.
He's good, but he's not that good, is it? He wants that ball. His mind is thinking kick. He's almost got that radar going on where the spaces are, where the gaps are. He's moving away to give himself time, but a dipping ball tests his back and hamstrings, and he drops and makes a mistake.
Is Bentley now once a Saints man, in fact a grand final winner with Saints in 2020, and Leeds get the penalty. Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook, early involvement.
And again, Bill, it's another penalty that they desperately need. Every one of those carries in their own 20, they're finding it difficult to make any inroads. The Saints players are getting numbers in really strong.
I don't want to see it.
And James Bentley, well, he knows that he's got to be absolutely on in this game to beat his former team.
Rowan Smith. One way to go for his side, where they have been under pressure virtually from the word go in this Super League Grand Final. Can they respond now? Here's Bentley, that's a lovely ball. Hardaker clutches it out of the air, keeps it going. The Saints rushing. Tetivano doing well to avoid the Saints challenges. Here's Bodine Thompson now, his farewell appearance for the Rhinos. Hanging up his boots. Jared O'Connor. Helens. Leeds clinging onto him. Roby comes in to support. We're about 15 metres away, Leeds. O'Connor. Myler gets the pass to Austin. Austin, oh, Briscoe couldn't take. He was heading for the sidelines and just ran out of room.
Well, it's good defence from Saints, didn't it? They didn't panic at all. They just made sure that they push off. Like I said, Briscoe, knowing that he's going off the field, had to get rid of that ball.
It was the urgency, sorry Tez, it was the urgency for marker. I think Morgan Knowles, the coach applauds the effort put in from Morgan Knowles. That's why he's so important to this team, efforts like that.
And look how quickly Saints have turned that round, the progress they've made as Makinson takes them over the Leeds 40-metre line. And now here's Lomax back in field to Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook. Enthusiasm etched all over his face.
Leeds Rhinos need to be tighter around the ruck area.
They need to be tighter now because Saints are threatening once more with Conrad Hurrell. And Hurrell is stopped just short, I think. In fact, he's in touch.
Well, they managed to get the ball to Conrad Hurrell from the players that they're doing previously. If you're a bit wide of the ruck, you're getting one man in, two man in, you can't control them. Then on the back of that, you shift the ball with some purpose because it's all quick and the defenders are finding it really hard. You can see them just sliding off and backing off. And you do that against the likes of that man and it's really difficult.
It's good work from Leeds in defence, but you wouldn't back against Conrad Hurrell getting over the line. We've talked about the two games that Saints have won against Leeds already this year, while Conrad scored in both of them.
Yeah, 9 tries to his name. But playing in his first Grand Final, Conrad Hurrell, against his former club. Here is Cameron Smith for the Leeds Rhinos, and Leeds contesting, I think this year, every Grand Final available at just about every level, and they are involved in the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final against Halifax next Saturday here in Manchester, and you can see it on Sky Sports Arena and Sky Sports Mix.
They're in the Academy final, of course, tomorrow, so a lot of trophies in the cabinet already. Will they get this one?
They've got some work to do.
They've got some work to do, yeah.
There's a bit of a schmozzle there.
And for me, Bill, they've got to finish the sets better.
Yeah. I think that's what's key, isn't it, Barry? Finishing the sets off better, kicking the balls into the corner, getting a bit more distance on it.
Well, I think after all that, Leeds contesting the ball, but it's Saints who'll take possession.
Every time.
Can they stop the Saints' progress?
Well, so far not. It's... Yeah, Morgan Knowles is just leaving the field. I can't tell whether he's limping or not.
Metalci is on the field for him.
Rotated him. But just go back to your question, Bill. Every time that Saints finish their set, they're putting Leeds in a hole. Whether they get over the try line or whether they put the ball virtually on the try line, Leeds have to work incredibly hard to take it away from their own zone.
Makinson making good yards, and on the back of it here is Lomax. But Lomax with the tackle from Tetivano, Rich Martin, and Saints not liking that. Wellesby getting involved. Martin putting him on his backside.
players making it so much worse. Just flying in and pushing.
They've got to be careful there. Touch judge. It's Jack Smith.
It is Jack Smith.
As the players collide with him, nobody's looking at anybody in a black shirt. But here's the challenge. Reece Martin lifts him. At least it's a penalty. Hips over the horizontal, but for me the Saints player has no right to come in and get involved in that.
He dropped his elbow on him. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it.
Sorry if I'm a shake there, sir. It's just a reckless one.
Looks worse.
It will look worse in slow motion, doesn't it?
In slow motion, you look bad enough in real time.
Do you know what, as well though, Bill, when he lifts him up, it leaves go over it. I think he lands on his back.
Yeah. This is a big game with a lot at stake. Cool heads have to prevail.
Captain, please.
Captain's called out by referee Liam.
Now listen, boys, I appreciate it's a grand final. Emotions run high, I totally get that. Now what we've got here, we've got a penalty because he goes above the horizontal. He lands on his back, Lomax, so that's why it's a penalty. Now as captains now, what I don't need is players from both teams running in and aggravating the situation. Now, let me make the message clear to you. Grand final or no grand final, I will sit players down, and I'm not scared to do that. So get the message to your boys, don't want players running in. Have we got it? Cheers, fellas. Penalties here.
Well done, Liam Moore. Well done. Handled that really well. Really well. Pretty much just agreed with everything that we've just said, but handled it really well. He is the one with the cool head. Penalty to Saints in good field position. And it looks like they're going to take the 2 on offer. It's going to look worse in slow motion. It's a hard tackle. He lifts him up and lands on his back. He's lucky not to get a yellow card in today's climate, but in the game and the cauldron that is this grand final, I think it's about right.
Yes, mate.
Jack Wellsby, just the warning passed on to him for running in and probably igniting that situation.
Well, and that's it. That's what sparks all these melees where no one's going to throw a punch. In this day and age, they come in, they start pushing and shoving. It doesn't look right for the sport, for me. Like, let the referee deal with it. And like Barry said, I think he did a decent job, Liam Moore, then.
So Tommy Makinson, 2 from 2 so far this evening here at Old Trafford to extend the Saints lead. And towards that end, packed with Leeds Rhinos supporters who really haven't had much to cheer so far this evening. And Makinson, there you go, the first thing they've had to cheer. He's missed with the kick.
And they get back in the field of play as well.
And the referee is going to penalise.
I think it's a high shot. It's definite at the minute, isn't it? Especially in front of the Rhinos fans. As Matautia just collects, I think it's Tom Briscoe. But a miss from Saints. Briscoe catches it in goal, but he's allowed to get out of there. Yeah, and a lunging arm from the big back rower. It's deafening, isn't it?
I beg your pardon. The penalty is a massive relief for the Leeds Rhinos, but they have got some work to do if they're going to get out of trouble here, because Saints will be putting the squeeze on them now. And here is Briscoe going across the field, making a few yards. Let's go down and hear more from John.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on a couple of those players that we mentioned pre-game. Jack Wellsby being one of those. Take a look at the work rate. Now, the magic number really is anything over 100 metres a minute is classed as working pretty hard, close to your maximum. This is 29 minutes gone now. The guy started the game. I mean, that's quite phenomenal. He's well and truly in the washing machine. Already come up with a try assist. What a brilliant performance today.
Blake Austin will hoist the kick. Benison is solid as a rock underneath it. And Tetevano and Bodine Thompson doing the tackling.
John Wilkin thought there might be a little bit of rotation between Benison and Will Hopoate. Hopoate, a lot of experience.
Good offload from Conrad Hurrell, and off goes Wellsby.
But Benison is lodged in at that full-back role. I think he's pretty comfortable there.
Here is Mark Percival. A player made for the big stage is Mark Percival, but his hamstring problems sometimes lead to him not being available. But he is for Saints in this crucial end-of-the-season contest, which St Helens are dominating so far. Here is Sione Matautia. Switch back to the second row. Lomax with the kick. Myler is there, contesting it with Makinson. Makinson flicks the ball away. Benison keeps it alive, but Hurrell eventually is buried. Makinson has got a whack in the process.
You have to be brave going up for those kicks. You've got the defensive player in Myler, the attacking player in Makinson, all going hell for leather to catch that ball. Good urgency and scramble on the goal line for Leeds. But that might have knocked the wind out of Makinson. Just see it go down, can't you?
I think it was that, because
I don't know whether it catches a knee or purely both players contesting for the ball. Christian Wolf, and if we believe what we hear, the next St Helens coach, Paul Wellens, at the side of him. Noy's side, with 31 minutes on the clock, are on the front foot, had all the field position, and all the major stats look in front. Not comfortable at any point is anybody in a grand final, but at 12-0 up with half an hour, they would be fairly satisfied. And Rowan Smith and his coaching staff might be saying, you know, we need to be better, boys. We need a little bit more composure and beat the Leeds Rhinos that's played over the last 8 weeks with that playoff mentality.
Makinson is back up on his feet. We can just see there in the right of the shot. He is a tough hombre.
Yeah, he is.
Tommy Makinson, who has the distinction of being the first player sin-binned in a grand final. He was sent to the bin against the Catalan Dragons last year. Let's go down to the sideline here from Jenna.
Yeah, you could just see Joe Batchelor there in shot. He's been getting treatment 2 or 3 times now. The physio's been out, treating what looks like a little leg knock, so keep a close eye on him. And also Cruz Lima, you can see out there now. He has just come on for Mikulecki. The club captain, there he is with the ball there. He's determined to make a difference for his Rhino side.
Yeah, the captain coming off the bench. Rowan Smith in the last few weeks opting to start with Jared O'Connor to good effect.
And it looks like Jared O'Connor's gone to loose forward now.
5th tackle. There is the 21-year-olds. Here is Blake Austin. He gets some height on his kicks, and Benison comes to get it, and he gets it. He makes it his.
You've got to mix your kicking game up, Bill, and I think for Leeds Rhinos, I'll be looking to kick into the corner and challenge them to bring the ball away from the corner instead of centre field, where they can either go left or right.
What bravery from Makinson. There he was, bringing the ball up, looking at it, he's still in pain. You can see him coming towards the camera there. But he was game to put his hand up. McCarthy Scarsbrook offloads. Saints couldn't gather the ball. Matautia.
Well, the offloading game's done a decent job for Saints, hasn't it? And LMS looking to offload it. You could see the first touch was off Matautia, then Austin touches it. But it is trouble in that second phase rugby.
I think that's 11 offloads St Helens have got away.
Just a word about Sione Matautia.
Let's get in then, boys.
A good week already for the Matautia brothers, because Peter picking up the Spirit of the Rugby League Award at the Man of Steel night for his work away from the game, community orientated, and a very committed person away from the game, Peter Matautia, and getting recognised for it. Brother Sione in the tackle there. Leeds going across the field, but across the field in front of them is a red and white wall. Hardacre trying to go round the outside of it. Percival trying to drag him into touch. Is Myler now. Tetovano. Really precious little for Leeds to live on, and the referee awards them a penalty. There was a Saints hands in there. Batchelor looks bewildered by that decision.
Tetovano just looking to lay a line. Does he land on his front? The ball just spills out as he's trying to get up, And you can see Batchelor trying out saying, who, me, sir?
Got hook up on the ball.
It's the face of an innocent, that was.
Of an angel, Bill. I'm expecting Cruz Leeming to take control of what Leeds are doing in this particular part of the field. They're a bit aimless to me. So far, what they've choked up has not troubled Saints one little bit.
Well, here is Hardacre. Can they create something to threaten the Saints' defence on this occasion? Jared O'Connor, try scorer. Last time out, first in fact. Only his 12th start as a hooker. Here comes Myler. He is brought down just 5 metres or so away. Reece Martin. Martin was looking to offload. But Benison did well there to get his arm in. Cruz Leeming, Sutcliffe, and Sutcliffe, did he squeeze his arm? No, he didn't. I thought he might have just managed to squeeze his arm through there, but he couldn't do so.
Massive defence, massive defence. But I tell you what, if you're a Leeds Rhinos player, you're thinking, right, OK, we haven't scored, but we've got him in the corner. This is what I'm talking about, Bill. You look how tight and condensed the Rhinos are now. These are tough carries for Saints.
Well, it hasn't been a good first half for the Rhinos. Chef Walker, assistant coach on the sideline. This is more promising, Chef.
Yeah, we just early on a couple of blips, both sides of the ball, and Saints just capitalised on it. But we're seeming to build in a little bit of momentum here, and we're getting into the game, getting into the groove of it. So it's only a matter of time before some momentum goes our way.
Long way to go yet.
Yeah, without a doubt, exactly.
Chef, thanks. Saints managing to get upfield. Roby looking for a 40-20 perhaps, but that's going straight down the middle of the field where Myler picks it, but Makinson hurtling forward with the challenge.
Well, the kick is perfect. It beats Richie Myler, hits the grass, and then look at the intensity in the kick chase.
Sutcliffe doing well to get the pass away to Reece Martin. Leeming. Here is Hanley now. And sometimes in these closing weeks of the season when Leeds have been picking up the wings, their unstructured play is what has got them results.
That's a good carry from Bodine Thompson. A high shot as well on Cruz Leeming.
Well done from Bodine Thompson. You're right, Tess. He gets the right side to play the ball. He gives Cruz Leeming the option to get out. You can see Conrad Hurrell on the floor, Batchelor not back, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Cruz Leeming.
Discipline, boys, come on.
So on the back of that penalty, 3 minutes to go until half-time. Saints 12-0 up. An opportunity maybe for Leeds. Leeds, try scorer, puts it all in against Bodine Thompson. Thompson stands his ground and applauds the challenge from Leeds. Sarcastically, I imagine.
Even he appreciated it.
Wow. LMS with the tackle on him. Jared O'Connor, Martin. Reece Martin inside. That's Saints 10 and Leeds. Desperate for something before the half-time hooter sounds. Here is Austin. Austin with a little dummy, but Sirinen cuts him down. They are 10 metres away now. Here's Bentley charging onto that ball. That's the 5th tackle. What can Leeds come up with here? Leeming is poised. Little kick from Leeds and straight into St Helens' hands. Sirinen gratefully picks that ball up.
And again, that's good defence from Saints. That was Leeds Rhinos' best spell in the game, and they couldn't get over that try line.
Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook says, come on in. Who's next? Percival, the Saints supporters cheering their side on in adversity here. Lomax.
Oh, what a carry there from Lomax. Not just a thinker, but brave and courageous. Of all.
Goal 5 is up.
Clutching his ankle, and Wellsby kicking.
The kick hits the grass again. While that ball is bouncing, it's valuable seconds for the kick chase team to get up there and make that tackle.
On Hanley. Here goes Liam Sutcliffe. Playoff hat-trick scorer against the Catalan Dragons.
Goal 2.
Which helped Leeds reach this stage. Here is Zach Hardacre. a Wigan player at the start of this season, now back in Leeds colours and on the run. Great run from Hardacre. Can Leeds capitalise? They've got the numbers here. They've got the numbers, but Saints come across. Saints come across. The ball gets away to Cameron Smith. Smith gets the pass to Leeming. Leeming gets the try. Cruz Leeming spinning.
Tackle free. We have a try. And you first of all check that he doesn't go into touch there. And then the grounding, please, mate.
But it's another call for the video ref, Ben Thaler.
Video referee to match director. There's an on-field decision of a try. Can we please check all available angles? First of all, to the touchline, please, and then through to the grounding. If we can have just another angle on that, that would be great. Ball's passed. He's in the field of play, so we're playing on from here. Pass in the field of play. That's fine. Let's move on, please. So that's okay. Ball's passed. Keeps going. He keeps going. He keeps going. Keeps going. Pause there, please. Thank you. I'm happy I've seen all the angles I need, and I've now made my decision.
Cruz Leeming, the Leeds Rhinos captain, playing off the bench. But coming up with the try, surely, that will galvanise Leeds and their supporters as half-time looms. Instead of 12-0, it's 12-4. Leeds are back in the game. They've given Saints something to think about at half-time. Leeming is the try of the season.
You're bang on, Bill. The best time to score. Just as everybody's thinking about getting into the changing room at half-time. What about this from Zach Hardacre? A hit, a spin, and all the support is on Zach Hardacre's right. He doesn't look right. He's looking left. Because he knows the threat of Ash Hamlet, Reece Martin, and keeping the ball alive allows them just to look at the line. And the extra effort from Leeming is outstanding.
This could be an historic kick for Reece Martin if he can land it, which he can. 37 in a row, and he equals Mason Leno's record for successful consecutive kicks. The half-time hooter sounds as Reece Martin goals that Cruz Leeming try. What a first half we've had. Leeds on the ropes for most of it. Saints pummeling them, but at the break, 12 points to 6.